longer. To tell you the truth, when I wrote it, I thought the only time I'd ever be doing it was on the record. Excuse me. And so here it is, and those of you who heard it before, I can't help it because it's a true story. If it wasn't a true story, I could make up something different. Like I could say, just imagine Tonto and Tarzan talking to each other like you did today. You guys were good sports. When that rolled back through the audience, I could tell you were having those conversations. You were just getting started with getting outlaw force. So this is called Hambone, and the best thing about Hambone is it teaches you you're not born with bigotry. You got to learn it. And we had enough in my family to last the whole county, maybe the whole state. We were taught it from the start, and even in our town. If you've ever been to Russell County, Virginia, I was born in 1944, and both my grandmothers tried to teach me to read. And on one end of our town, there was a sign that said, "Don't let the sun set on your black back." And at Sid Whitehead's restaurant, where I first met Bill Monroe when I was 6 years old, this very important looking man came in at Sid Whitehead's restaurant. And I was there with my cousin, Buzzy Price, and he came over. "Hey, there, you boys there, would you like a little cola?" We didn't know who he was. He's Bill Monroe, and he talked just like Bill Monroe. And later on, my dad said it was Bill Monroe. He said, "I have some nickels here, and I'm going to go get you one." And I hope this brings back some memories to you folks that you haven't got to live before, because he went over to the Coke machine was a tank of cold water, and the bottles slid across the top like that and pulled out from some kind of mechanism, and then had a bottle opener on the front. And there were 6-ounce Coca-Colas, and if you're old enough to remember that, maybe you'll appreciate this a little bit. And if you're too young to remember that, I'd go get a burger. But you've heard of a low entertainment threshold, you're going to need a negative entertainment threshold. You're going to wish little Roy Lewis was here. Anyway, I know you were already wishing. Anyways, like I said, we had this bigotry in my family. So Mom would say things. She said, "Don't you kids go down there by the railroad track and hang out with them black kids?" And of course, I was 7, 8 years old, being a kid, first place I went, down to the railroad track. Had a good friend named Bobby Love. At my 50th high school reunion, we were still all wondering whatever happened to Bobby. Nobody knew, but he could really Hambone. He was big and tall and lanky and strong. And he was probably 9 years old. And he'd sit around on rocks, and he'd get that going. And there's no other sound system I've ever heard in this world. If you've seen us other places, nobody gets it like these guys do. Because I'm really only doing this. And Bobby, he would write songs. He'd be sitting there, "Bobby Lowe's big brother, coming after him. I thought, you got to show me how to do that, Bobby Lowe." And you can't do it. I said, "I think I could if you showed me." "No, there's reasons you can't do it." And so one day I was begging and pleading. Anyway, he must have felt sorry for me, because he said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show you how to Hambone if you promise not to do it like they do in them honky-tonks," which I since have learned that's what they call Ethan. But I didn't know that. In fact, I'd never heard the word honky-tonk. I thought that must be the sound you get when you hit a white man on the head.